this night when this old world seems to get me down.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. Today, we have a guest on the phone, Miss Jamie Pope. She is running for the 65th District of Louisiana State Representative. She's also an investigative journalist for the Citizens for the New Louisiana. Miss Jamie Pope. Miss Jamie, how you doing? Welcome to the Cajun Conservative Show.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm making it. We got a lot of things going on in this world, unfortunately. But hey, we got weather balloon, we got Chinese spy balloons flying all over the place, and all that good stuff. But that's all right. We're fine. We live in Louisiana. We're gonna shoot that down with a duck call.
Absolutely.
So, Miss Jamie, hope you're doing well. And just to start off, I met you a few months back at a Citizens for New Louisiana event. And I heard you were running. We talked about it then that you're coming on. First off, let's just ask why you're running for state rep now, and what motivated you to get into this race to start running for political office.
So one of the main reasons I feel so motivated is that I've sat in so many committee hearings, and I've realized that the people have no voice. We have so many things going on, including, content and education. And we had the whole, the pro-life bill that, thank goodness, it passed through. We've had a lot of health freedom things come through. And I feel like minds are made up long before we're given 3 minutes to share our opinion. Just last week, even, there was a bill that, it was about the size of fish. It was Wildlife and Fisheries pushing something for, I don't even remember what kind of fish. That's not my my specialty. But I just thought it was so crazy that they even made a vote on this action. It wasn't actually a bill because we're not technically in session right now. And then after they said, we'll read off the names on the card because we can read a room. They felt it was okay to vote on this without hearing from the public because they thought they were voting the way the public wanted to vote. And I think it's important for the public to actually have a voice. Even if we agree on something, we might have different reasons for that, And I think that a lot of the stuff with COVID really exposed where we, the people, have been complacent and they're not used to us actually wanting to use our voice or be involved or be a part of the process. So I think it's really important to get true conservatives involved, and I'm ready to step up.
Yeah, especially with the last couple of years under John Bell Edwards, and I feel like this, Miss Jamie, and I feel that Louisiana is a purple state. Unfortunately, we have a lot of representatives that say, look, we're gonna go to Baton Rouge. We're gonna fight for you. We're not gonna extend taxes. We're gonna fix your roads. They make all these promises, but when they get in there, they don't vote on the conservative lines. They go ahead and they vote more on the lines of a rhino or a moderate. And like you said, I think Louisiana, the people of Louisiana are red. I think that we have a lot more people that are more conservative minded, but our politicians have done a good job hiding their true views on that. And I know the organization you're part of, y'all work to expose left-leaning people, and it's just, I agree with you. I don't think they're representing the people right in Baton Rouge right now.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And we don't just expose left-leaning people. We just tend to notice more Republicans leaning left. If we found Democrats leaning too far right, we'd probably let the public know that too.
Yeah, and look, I know Michael, the head of the organization out there. He's really good at finding a lot of cracks. He has been on this show multiple times to talk about things that are happening in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, he's so good at what he does. I feel blessed that I have him for a mentor because I just learned so much from him in almost every conversation we have. He is just a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I texted him the other day to ask him a question about the legislation. So, So I got a question to ask you on that point. You've been inside the legislation already. You haven't served in legislation, but you've been around the process. You've been to the Capitol. You've been to the committee hearings. What is your vision going forward? You're like I said, I think this is your first time running. What is your vision going into that if you win this seat? Because you are up. You're up against the incumbent. I believe his twin brother, if I'm not mistaken. The incumbent that's in there, Mr. Ivey, he has run as a Republican, but he hasn't really has pushed forward as a Republican or a conservative. So, when you get into that seat, that's going to be a big flip for the conservatives. What is your goals going into there?
One thing I think is really important is to ensure that we have a true conservative speaker. This last speaker, he wasn't conservative at all. We've kind of watched the games he plays over the past few years. He kind of uses his power to control people, and I'm guessing that's the norm in politics, but it shouldn't be. He shouldn't be kicking people out of the barracks apartments or removing media badges like he did to me just because he doesn't like what other people have to say. And it's gotten too personal. He's not so worried about what's good for the people. So I think that it's really important that we work together to get a true conservative speaker. I would like to address some of the situations. We have pretty high taxes. I think that's important that we, all advocate for getting that under control in some capacity. Another thing is I have an adult child. I have a grown son, and I have a daughter who's right behind him, and I want Louisiana to be a place where they want to stay. I don't want to have to plan vacations to visit my children. I want them to stay home, but I want them to have a reason to stay here, and I want them to thrive here. So I really think it's important that we address that too.
Yeah, because the out-migration of this state is enormous. Every politician I've had in here, and I've asked this question about this. We almost lost a congressman this time around with the 2020 census. We're on track to lose one in 2030 when the next census come out. We're not business friendly here. I have a lot of friends that are outside this state. They're podcasters. They're friends of mine. We talk, and they look at me and they say, Isaac, that red of a state, but you got a blue governor. And when you hear like of New Orleans is a big tourist capital. Used to be, at least. But you have Laura the Destroyer in New Orleans. That is just the crime is rising up. I hate to say it like this, but New Orleans is a crap fest. It's not attracting to people. We know Billy Dungas has been trying to get tourists here, but at the same time, people just don't want to come here in Louisiana because of the bad policies. Jobs are not here. Unfortunately, you get people going to you get young people going to Texas, and you get other states, Mississippi. I'm not trying to put down my friends in Mississippi, but Louisiana is behind Mississippi. That used to never happen.
Right.
And it's just sad that, like you said, you have two grown children that you don't know if they're going to be here in the next couple of years. And look, I got kids that are coming up. I hope they don't leave Louisiana, but if they leave Louisiana, it's not because it's not a beautiful state and there's attractions here. It's just bad government and high taxes.
Right. You probably worded that better than I did. But you're exactly right. I don't think we're business friendly enough. And I hate to say that because a lot of times I think people at home kind of see us trying to give businesses so many breaks and do whatever we can to win them over. But I think we can nurture both. And I think it's really important that we find a way to do that. Or like you said, we'll end up losing more congressional seats and our children are just leaving. There's not much here for them. They can go to the medical field or work in the plants. Like, what else is really here at this point?
Yeah, especially with John Bell Edwards' legislation with health insurances and with health the doctors and all that good stuff. It's unfortunately, I don't think we change, Ms. Jamie, until we get another governor in here. Which I completely agree. We have a governor's race. We have a few good candidates in the mix. The one that's top off right now is Jeff Landry. And he is, he has the support of the LA GOP. We have, Billy that's running for lieutenant governor. We have Elbert that's running for lieutenant governor as well. We have a lot of good politicians coming into the mix, coming forward. But so this is, God forbid, we would have another Democrat governor. What would you do if you win and we have another Democrat governor in place? First off, as a legislator, what would you do to limit his power? Because I believe the governor, and look, this is Republican and Democrat. I think the governor has way too much power. Our state has one of the most powerful governors in the country. What would you do to limit that governor from doing whatever he wants? Just like the last 8 years, John Bell really did, even with a majority Republican Senate and House, still got what he wanted, got his agenda passed.
I would do everything in my power to advocate for reeling in some of the governor's power. I think he's the second most powerful governor, and we are last in every single thing. I think a balance of power is very important, and honestly, whoever runs, I think it's important for them to understand that regardless of party, it's not working. We are supposed to have a balance of power for a reason, so they can hold each other accountable, and we haven't had that in a while, and it shows.
Yeah, it's not. And look, Ms. Jamie, you know this as much as anybody else. Our government and our state governments were not supposed to be this way, where we had big government taking control of entities, or taking over states, or one person making all the decisions. We were founded by a republic, and we have drifted so far away, especially a state. We have drifted so far away from what we were supposed to be in that, from 1776 when this country was started. With that being said, this is actually a question. You felt like we need to take away some of the power of the governor. Are you in favor of a constitutional convention here for the Louisiana to rewrite the Louisiana Constitution to limit that power?
I don't really know, because on one hand I see the need for it. On another hand, I'm afraid of who would be calling those shots, because we have a lot of liberal-minded people these days. So many, even within the Republican Party, are pretty liberal, and so I'm afraid of what that may mean.
Like you're afraid who's going to call the shots? Are you talking about the next governor, or because I don't know about Jeff and the other candidates that are running for governor. I don't even know if they've talked about a constitution convention, but you have a lot of politicians that have asked for it.
Right.
Are you afraid of the governor that would be in the position, or would you?
No, I'm afraid of who would be rewriting our Constitution and what that would mean. Look at our legislation as it's passed. We just had a bill that would have essentially legalized slavery in Louisiana. It made it all the way through and nobody noticed.
Okay.
It made it to the polls.
Yeah, and that's kind of not good.
Right. So I worry on that side of things. Like, what does that mean? Who writes this and who checks to make sure it's good? Right.
So you're for it, but you'd have to see who's writing it and make sure that would be the perfect situation for us at that time.
Yeah, I would think that would be a better conversation to have for sure. I would like to go deeper into that before I said I'm for or against. I do recognize that we need a lot of overhaul in a lot of areas. So I do see where it's necessary.
All right. Well, so Ms. Jamie, we got a couple of minutes left. I want to go ahead and, like I said, let's go ahead and cover your campaign and where people can get in touch with you if they have any questions. Because, like I said, we're probably gonna have you back on later on because, like you said, there is so much topics we can cover just in the state of Louisiana. We don't, and I know you run statewide, but we don't even touch national issues. We don't. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you don't mind, we'll love to have you back on later on. But if you can, please.
Absolutely, I'd love to join you again.
Oh yeah, well, it's just fun, talking politics. I like talking politics.
Me too.
But yeah, let's go ahead and give a shout out to your campaign. Where can people get in touch with you if they want to donate, they want to help you out? If you need volunteers or whatever, go ahead and give us a number or let people know where they can find you.
Absolutely need volunteers for everything. I'm grassroots. I've never run for office before, but I do think that that's a good thing. That's probably my strength, because I hope that shows people that I'm genuinely one of them trying to represent us. You can call me on my cell. It's 225-939-2997. I'm on all of the socials under Jamie Marie Pope, usually one word, except for Facebook. I think it allows spaces. I also have my website, pope4la.com, and that's where you can find the link to donate.
All right, Ms. Jamie, I want to appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on. And like I said, let's do this again. Like I said, we got tons of topics we could talk about the state of Louisiana, and we can't wait to have you back on.
Sure, anytime. Let me know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was Ms. Jamie Pope. She is running for the 65th district in Louisiana. The district that has been run by a rhino way too long. We need some good conservatives there. Please, if you're in that district, please consider Ms. Jamie Pope for your state representatives out there in the 65th district. So everybody, that's going to end it for us today. Please remember, Jesus Christ is King, and he's coming back, and he's coming back soon. Don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. Remember, you can reach out to me, and I can tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. So until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. Always keep God first. You have a good one.
He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open